You know, it's really too bad that this victory couldn't have come 4 days from now. Is that really what you're thinking about right now, Johnny, after another Preds thrilling victory? Is what day of the week or month it happened on? Do I really need to remind you what Sebastian Bortolo did 24 years ago this Monday in East Rutherford, New Jersey? Everybody's hands go up, way up, as the Nashville Predators defeat the New Jersey Devils by a score of 6-4 Thursday night inside Bridgestone Arena. The Preds have now won 3 in a row, have won 5 of their last 6, and are an impressive 12-6-2 in their last 20 games. The Preds finally appear to be turning a corner at game 48 of the regular season, having returned once again to NHL 500 with a record of 24-18-6. It's just unfortunate that they won't be playing another regular season game that counts for a full 12 days, with the combination of the bye week and the NHL All-Star game next week. Hopefully they don't get too cold from not playing a game that matters until game resume in February for them. As for this game, yes, Preds fans can be forgiven if they are a little scared coming into this one, as the Devils are the best road team in the league, and they have won 7 of their last 8 coming into this one, having also won 16 of their last 17, the previous lead-in of the game where the Preds and Devils played each other back on December 1st. The Preds will be without the services of Alexander Carrier for the next 4 to 6 weeks under the guise of an upper body injury, but we all really know what that officially is because the team never reports it. Most teams in the NHL don't report it. They want to keep some air of secrecy. In Carrier's case, it was probably due to the fact of the fight he got into against Stanley of the Jets early in Tuesday's effort. A minute and a half into this one, the Devils and the Preds getting their feet under them. The Devils get an early chance by a former Pred. Yes, wouldn't that be something that a former Pred would come back to burn the Nashville Predators, even though he didn't play for them that long? Eric Holla beats Saros, but he can't beat the post behind him. The Preds' first best chance in this game comes about 5 minutes into the first, when in the Devils zone, Mackenzie Blackwood is in net for the Devils, and Colton Sissons sets up Juuso Parssinen, who can't gain full control of the puck before Blackwood is able to cover up and deny the scoring chance. Then about 2 minutes after that, Tommy Novak sets up the man who just scored his first goal in 38 games. Hopefully he doesn't have to wait too long to get another. He tries to do it there, but Blackwood denies him that opportunity. Almost 8 minutes into the opening period, Smith of the Devils high sticks Roman Josi, giving the Preds their first power play of the game. And though the Preds had some good looks, some good chances to try and crack Blackwood to open the scoring for the Preds, he denies him the chance. Even Forsberg, who beats Blackwood but can't beat the post. Shortly after that, when we're back to even strength, the Devils go the other way in transition. Jesper Bratt with a shimmy and a shake, he gets Saros to open up the 5-hole, and he deposits it into the Preds net. The Devils open the scoring in this one, up 1-0. 18 seconds later, though, the Preds catch a break because of all people, Mackenzie Blackwood takes a penalty to put his team down a man as he trips Nito Niederreiter, and the Preds go to work on the power play. The pressure intensifies on this power play, and they don't miss as Cody Glass is right there in front of Mackenzie Blackwood to bang it home. He's on a tear right now. You gotta love seeing the young kid work his butt off for this team, and he's tied this game at 1. Fast forward to under 5 minutes left in the first period. Game still tied at 1. Forsberg gets a partial break going the other way. He's denied by Blackwood, and soon after, puck is going the other way. Jack Hughes draws all the defensive pressure of the Preds to himself. He gets the puck over to a wide open Sharon Govich of the Devils, and he's able to beat Saros stick side. Saros probably should have had it. Oh well, nothing you can do about it now. Devils are back in front, up 2-1. But that lead is short-lived as nearly 20 seconds later, pressure in the Devils zone, Colton Sissons has the puck and he backhands it to Juuso Parssinen, who takes the shot on the Devils net. Lo and behold, do my eyes deceive me? Is that number 36 with the beautiful tip below the crossbar? So you know it's good. He tips it. Cole Smith, his second goal in 3 games, second goal of his career, obviously, since he scored his first of his career against Los Angeles on Saturday. It's in past Blackwood. Preds have tied this game at 2. Preds keep coming as Ryan Johansson gets a breakaway that is denied by Blackwood with under 30 seconds left to go in the first period. Time winds down in the first period. The game is still tied at 2 after 20 minutes. Preds outshooting the Devils 22-8. Fortunately, the Preds offense is showing up since Saros is obviously having one of his off nights, since the Preds aren't as efficient with their shots on the goalie as the Devils are. The first few minutes of the second period, this game is getting a little physical, despite the fact that these two teams don't really have a rivalry, seeing as they only play twice a year, unless you consider the fact that the Preds wouldn't exist right now if the Devils had relocated to Nashville when they almost moved in the mid-90s. After watching this, go look it up. It's an interesting story. Just about 4 minutes into the second period, Dougie Hamilton from the right wing board takes a shot on net, and the puck bounces around. The rebound comes right to Jack Hughes, and for a third time already, not even halfway into this game, the Devils have their third lead of the game. Now they're up 3-2. Just over 8 minutes into the middle frame, the Preds put the Devils on the power play with a Cody Glass interference call. And though the Devils are quick to the puck, have some good chances, the Preds defense continues to play well. The one strength of this team right now seems, even though they don't take as many as they used to in seasons past, the Preds penalty kill, when called upon, can get the job done and is not disaster like it's been before, and they kill off the Cody Glass interference call. Just over halfway through the second period, the ice is slowly tilting the other way, and after the Preds massively outshot the Devils in the first period, the Preds are getting a little tired. Devils pouring on the pressure, with the Preds only able to muster 2 shots to that point. But they don't ask how many shots you get, they ask you how many shots you get into the net. Because just over 8.5 left to go in the middle frame, after a face-off win in the Devils zone, the Devils do gain control of it and try to clear it, but Ryan Johansson chases it down, keeps it in the Devils zone, and he gets it on net. Mikael Granlund is there to Mackenzie Blackwood's right when the puck comes to him. He kicks it to his stick from his skate. See, that's not a distinct kicking motion because it's not going towards the net just yet. He gains control of it with his stick. He bangs away at it, gets it into the Devils net behind Blackwood. The Preds, for a third time, have now tied this game back up again. Now it's 3-3. Preds followed that tying goal up by a great chance by Juuso Parssinen to give the Preds their first lead of the game, but he is denied. These two teams keep pushing at each other, trying to see which one will break first. Just over 6.5 left to go in the second period. It would be Tanner Jeannot's turn to have a close call that is ultimately denied by Blackwood. After starting the period slow, the Preds are finding their second win, getting more chances, including about 5 minutes left to go in the second period. Ryan McDonagh getting the puck backhanded to him. He gets a shot off, but oh yes, once again, it's denied by Blackwood. The Preds and the Devils each with 10 shots apiece in the second period. The last great chance for the Preds in the middle frame was of about 2.5 minutes left to go when Nito Niederreiter gets a chance and can't beat Blackwood. He's the latest victim of being snake bitten as Duchesne and Forsberg continue to propel themselves. Ultimately, the second period winds down. These two teams still tied, this time at 3 apiece. Which one of these teams is going to take a lead and hang on to it? Nothing exciting early in the third period until a Devils 2-on-1 and Nico Hischier has a great chance to restore the Devils lead, but Saros denies him as Kevin Gravel, who is dressed in place of the injured Alexander Carey, comes in to help his goalie and keep it a tie game. 5 minutes into the third, Cole Smith is in the box serving a penalty, and immediately it's Tanner Jeannot of all people with a great scoring chance as he gets a clean-cut breakaway with the Devils chasing him down, but he can't convert. Oh, the roof would have blown off Bridgestone Arena, knowing how hard Tanner has worked as of late, finally getting off the schneid last Tuesday. Preds would eventually kill off Cole Smith's penalty, leaving them tied with the Devils with about 12 minutes left to go in regulation. Finally, just over 8.5 into the third period, shortly after the penalty was killed off. At this point, despite being outshot to that point in the third period by a total of 11-1, Preds in transition in the neutral zone. Roman Josi deflects the puck to Matt Duchene, who races on in. He gets an initial shot on Blackwood, creating a rebound that Matt Duchene is able to shovel home, giving the Preds their first lead of the game, now at 4-3. Devils continue to get some chances to try and tie the game back up again, but nothing sustained, nothing continuous, which is quite all right with the Preds just allowing the Devils to get a shot or two now and then. Let Saros see everything that comes to him. Just a shade under 7 minutes left to go in regulation now, and the Devils have some dangerous pressure in the Preds zone right in front of Saros, but finally the Preds are able to clear the puck and get a change and breathe. Just over 4 minutes left. Preds in transition, desperate to get an insurance goal and give themselves some actual breathing room on the scoreboard, as Cody Glass, he's denied by Mackenzie Blackwood, as the Devils try to find something, but never you fret, Preds Nation, because 30 seconds later, the play is in the Preds defensive zone, and Philip Forsberg deflects and knocks down a Devils shot, and that puck deflects to Matt Duchene, and Forsberg can sense a breakout coming, so he starts out, even though he doesn't have the puck with him. But Matt Duchene gets the puck up to him. Philip Forsberg goes in on a breakaway, and he picks glove side on Mackenzie Blackwood and beats him. Preds now lead 5-3. Surely that's got to be enough, right? Yeah, it would be enough. Just enough. Devils would pull Mackenzie Blackwood out of his net with 3 minutes and change left. Preds having to be careful because they're not killing a penalty, so they can't just ice it to their heart's content, because if they do it too much, they'll get exhausted from icing calls and having to remain on the ice. Eventually, the extra time with the goalie pulled and the Preds having to defend too long in their own zone cost them, thank God for that 2-goal lead, because with 2 minutes and a quarter left to go in regulation, pressure by the Devils in the Preds zone. Eventually, puck winds up down low on Dawson Mercer's stick. He puts it by Saros, cutting the Preds lead down to 5-4. Eventually, the Devils pull Blackwood again. Preds get some chances on the empty net. Duchene to Forsberg, who hits the post. Last minute remaining in this game. The Devils get one last rush, one good setup or two to try and tie this game. Preds clear the puck with about 30 seconds left. They crank down. They play well defensively to not allow the Devils any last good chance to set up for a one-timer or a screen to try and tie this game up. Ultimately, just under 10 seconds left in the game. Preds get control, and it's Tanner Jeannot with his second goal in as many games. This now is the dagger as the Preds win with that empty netter. Tanner Jeannot's 5th of the season. Preds win this game 6-4. Whew. Solid win by the Preds tonight. Not the greatest defensive effort, but hey, you were playing the best road team in the NHL right now, and you got the W, and you got the W in regulation. So you do deserve credit for these 2 points. Here's a Preds historical fact that I was curious to look up that might feed your interest if you like this sort of thing. I was curious to look up because I know the Preds and Devils only play each other twice a season, and quite often when it's in Nashville, the game will go to overtime or a shootout. Do you know the last time that the Devils won in regulation in Nashville? January 19th, 2009. That's a nice streak the Preds have going there against a team that almost moved to Nashville and prevented them from ever even existing as an expansion team. As for the game, they very easily could have packed it in the 3 times they trailed in this game for the next 12 days off they have coming up, and the rest that other players on this team will get other than probably UC Charles and Roman Yossi. But no, they persevered through it and got the win. Hopefully with this long of a break coming up, they don't get too ice cold returning come February 7th. That's when they'll play the Vegas Golden Knights, one of the best teams in the Western Conference, one of the upper echelon teams in the Pacific Division right now. And the Preds got some good news on the out-of-town scoreboard concerning Western Conference opponents they're chasing in the wild card and maybe even moving up in the Central Division. Even though the Wild won, they won in overtime. So if it comes down to a tiebreaker, the Preds have one more regulation win by winning tonight, with the Wild having won in overtime. And the Flames and the Avs and the Blues all lost. So the Preds caused some separation between them and the Blues, and they keep pace even tighter with them, with the Flames and the Avs that they're chasing. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, click like if you like this video, click subscribe if you really like it. You can find my social media by clicking on the channel name. Tell all your friends about Redemption, and remember, good should always, always triumph over the devils. I mean evil.